What's up, my Seville? Today we're going to talk about the 3 ways to recast Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther while still being respectful to Chadwick Boseman. Now, obviously, not too excited about making this video. Again, he was perfect to me as Black Panther. I had no complaints once I heard of the casting and everything. And there were even some local people, because again, from South Africa. So there were even some like local South African people, black people that were talking to me, and they were talking about they couldn't get a dude from Africa, they couldn't get a dude from here. And I was like, yeah, man, you know how those things work. But the casting was perfect, and this man will put in the effort to change himself to be Black Panther. So yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed his Black Panther, and I'm sad. I mean, amongst other things, because I'm not only sad about losing Black Panther, as we came to love him, but I'm sad about the dude as well, because he was just a generally good dude. But anyway, that aside, that's not what we're talking about today. So here's number one: make Shuri the Black Panther. Alright, so I know that this is not a popular option for most right now because in the comic books, Shuri would vie for Black Panther even more. She was very, very much dedicated to being the Black Panther. So much so that she actually tried to get in, depending on which volume you read, but she shows up in volume 4. So in volume 4, she sneaks off to try and get into the ring to fight the Black Panther for the mantle of the Black Panther on Challenge Day. And she gets tripped up, and T'Challa jumps in before her, takes over, and he wins, and he becomes Black Panther. Now, in the movies, she's less inclined to go that way. She's not much of a traditionalist. She loves technology and all of that stuff. So it's not even about her being a female taking over the Black Panther mantle or whatever. The way the character was portrayed in the movie, she was not so much into tradition. I mean, I think she is aware of tradition and she partakes in the tradition, but she loves technological advancement, which is why she makes most of the new weapons and all of that crazy, crazy stuff and gives Black Panther his new suit. So the image of the character doesn't really protrude a Black Panther per se, especially the way that Chadwick Boseman portrayed Black Panther in the movies and all of that stuff. So I get what people are saying when they say that they don't want her to take over as of yet. I think that they should hold on to that, but that's definitely a way to continue like the legacy, keep it in his family per se, and still honor Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. That's definitely one of the ways that they can do that. And it would be interesting to see that character that was so jovial and happy, taking down a heavier route. Because remember, she throws down at the end of that movie as well. She doesn't just sit by the sideline. She grabs a spear and she gets in during that civil war of Black Panther. So I'm just saying, it can work. It can work if they do it right, if they write it right. But I also think like the real life ramifications might be a bit too hectic. So yeah, just I would say to Marvel, if you're planning to do that, hold on to it for now. Don't do it just yet. Don't do it just yet. I think just for everybody involved. Eventually, she should become Black Panther if she does, because I'm not mad at that. But eventually, if she does become Black Panther, that would be cool. But I think not now, not now, not yet. Number two, bring back Killmonger and make him Black Panther. So in the comics, Eric Killmonger did become Black Panther for a short time when T'Challa was out of commission. So I think that they could swing it that way. They could use some movie magic and bring in Michael B. Jordan, keep the character the same, but put him through this huge redemption arc. I mean, Marvel fans love their redemption arc. Everybody loves Loki, even though he blew up half of New York in Avengers 1 over a tantrum of some kind. I don't know. But I'm just saying, if they can forgive Loki for the stuff that he pulled, especially in Asgard and on Earth, I'm pretty sure they can work in a way to make Killmonger be Black Panther if they want to still honor Chadwick's memory as the character and, still keep it in line and whatever. It would be interesting to see a dude who was that mad at Wakanda and that mad at, the world and everything, to see him take on that mantle and that responsibility and take it on seriously and understand all of the implications of what it means to actually be a leader of this nation and what it takes to, you know, what it takes and why T'Challa was so reluctant to just hand over weapons and stuff, and maybe take over T'Challa's projects that he was taking over in Oakland. You know what he was doing when he was building up the buildings and all of that stuff. Maybe they could do something like that, and having Killmonger step into that and evolve as a leader and as a human being, and, you know, become more of this combative humanitarian that T'Challa was, and all of that stuff. I think that would be a very, very interesting arc and a very, very interesting story to tell. I definitely think that would be an interesting story to tell, and it's an option that still honors Chadwick, but, you know, takes the story in a different direction as well. So you could do something like that. Number three, use Marvel's multiverse weirdness. So, as you guys know, gals and non-binary pals, as everybody knows right now, Marvel is branching out into these new weird areas. We're getting the multiverse theory and all of that stuff. To me, that's probably the only way that they're going to be able to keep, like, the Marvel universe going and all of that stuff, because eventually they're going to bring in, you know, eventually another Iron Man's gonna come, and I guess when Sam Wilson's no longer Captain America, if they want to change that, you know, they're gonna be able to play around with the universe in any scope and capacity that they want. So, with that being said, I think there would be like, if you've read the Incursion storyline. So, for those of you that don't know the Incursion storyline, I'm going to put some links in the description down below to some videos that talk about the Incursion storyline, so that if it does happen, you're not lost. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of casual people are watching these MCU movies, and if they use some comic books as a reference for some background on why the story is going the way that it's going, I think that would be it would definitely enhance your viewer experience, in my opinion. So there'll be links to those videos in the description down below. But general gist is universes are colliding and crashing together, and if one universe doesn't destroy the other, both universes are destroyed. I think that's the best way I can remember it. And Black Panther was a very prominent figure in this storyline. So he had some of the best characterization I'd ever seen for the character. Really love what they did with him. But that's besides the point. What I'm saying is that you could have like a Black Panther who's coming from a different universe, whose universe got totally obliterated, annihilated, and he's the only one that survives. And then you can put him in this universe that we have now, and once he comes over or whatever, they could start assimilating him into the new Black Panther universe. You could definitely make him different in the sense that he's more of a traditionalist than T'Challa. Then he grows to be like T'Challa. So we have a little spin, like we have a nice spin on the fish out of water story. You know, it's like he sees all of the integration and he gets confused because maybe he comes from a Wakanda that didn't open its borders up or didn't expose its secrets at all. Like it didn't do any of that stuff. You could definitely do something like that, and then from there you can play with the character interactions. You can make certain people cold to him. You can make him cold to certain people, and eventually, through connections, through the battles, through the wars, or whatever, they can come together. And then you could have the same imagery that Chadwick portrayed on screen, just through a character from another universe. Because Marvel have built this thing up now that you can do something like that if it has to be T'Challa. If it has to be T'Challa. You know, that's another option. So those are my three ways to recast Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther and still honor his memory. Those are the best three ways in my opinion. I'm curious to hear what are yours. Again, let's be respectful and all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's having a tough time dealing with this. I'm sure even the cast members, the crew, and his family are having an even tougher time. So, you know, we gotta just, tread lightly around this thing. I mean, that's why it was so hard for me to make this video, because people were making like videos right after it happened, or people were making like the videos the day after it happened, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. I mean, it's still kind of tough to do right now, but it is a topic for discussion, and I did say that it's a discussion that would have to be had eventually, but I was one of the people that just said wait. Let's just wait. Let's just let this wash over. let the tributes come out, let the people celebrate his time as a human being and his time as Black Panther, and then we'll see what's next. So yeah, I guess this is what's next. But let me know what you guys, gals, and non-binary pals are thinking about this whole situation and everything, and what would you do? What's your list? I'm curious to know. Thank you for getting to the end of this video. I'm sorry for not having as much energy as I usually do, but this is a pretty tough subject to breach. But if you do like this video, I do have another one up here. I got a playlist down there, and you can click on my icon to subscribe. Remember to ring the bell if you do subscribe, and I'll see you all in another video because Master Man's got to be out. Peace.